Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
So the topic, go back on another video. I'm Strange Wang, he is Nate. We did best comedies of the 2000s. We did our bracket, found out which one is the best one. You guys seem to like it, so we're doing the 90s.
First up, we have Dumb and Dumber versus Home Alone.
See, this is like, I feel like one side's going to be, I haven't looked at it, but Jim Carrey, and the other side's going to be Adam Sandler. Home Alone, slapstick, not a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber has lines and the slapstick.
It's true.
I like Home Alone better, but as a comedy, I'm leaning towards Dumb and Dumber because you get a wider range.
Yeah, well...
And that's your favorite movie of all time. Top 10.
Well,
so.
not my favorite movie of all time.
Close.
But probably my favorite comedy of all time.
Yeah,
so you know which one I'm going to pick.
Yeah.
I think Dumb and Dumber is absolutely hilarious. And one of the few comedies that, like, continues to hold up to me. So... Home Alone is also, like...
What was the hold up? Your pants?
Sure. Home Alone is also, like... It's definitely a comedy.
Yeah.
It's like a holiday comedy. It has like a lot of nostalgic factors that make it good outside of just the comedy. Like Dumb and Dumber is like, here's a bunch of funny shit. Home Alone is like, here's a bunch of endearing stuff with like some funny shit thrown in.
Yeah. A good old sprinkle of funny shit.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective versus The Mask.
It is.
This one's pretty easy for me.
For me, it's nostalgia. And that's The Mask.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think these are both... If I was going to, like, make a completely objective list, like, I was somehow able to pull all of my Jim Carrey 90s kid nostalgia out of my heart and watch these movies and, like, objectively say which one I thought was better, I think both of these would be, like, towards the lower end of Jim Carrey's 90s run. But I like The Mask way more. So, and I also think The Mask would be a little bit better.
See, I would say we should do a ranking of Jim Carrey movies.
So,
but then we got to watch Dark Crimes or whatever that shitty movie.
That's true. There's also like, as it has been well documented on this channel, I do not like talking animals. I understand Ace Ventura does not have any talking animals, but there's still just like so much like animals doing human-like shit or being like smarter than they should be, and I just really don't like that. Like, I just don't like...
Hates animals.
Like...
He has a dog, but he hates animals.
And also The Mask is just like insane. Like, the movie is wild.
I would make an assumption to my superhero movie rule if they came out with another Mask.
They did. It's called Son of the Mask.
If they... Never mind. Fuck that movie.
Liar Liar versus Groundhog Day.
Damn. This is a very difficult decision. Liar Liar is probably my personal favorite Jim Carrey movie. Groundhog Day is iconic. It's goated. It's been ripped off, replicated, duplicated. But none has been better than Groundhog Day. Ones came close. They're all good.
Yeah.
Ones came super close. But I will still give the nudge to Groundhog Day. So I'm going to think about it, and you talk. Maybe you can sway me.
Liar Liar is my favorite, like, pure Jim Carrey comedy. So, Truman Show is my favorite Jim Carrey movie. Liar Liar is my favorite, like, this is for pure comedy. Because Truman Show kind of has the Home Alone sort of thing, where it's like, this has got a ton of heart. Like, it's a real story where we're supposed to believe this is a real guy. Liar Liar has that heart in it, but like it's still a straight up comedy, right? Groundhog's Day is a very good movie. I think Liar Liar front to back is funnier. I think Groundhog's Day is a better movie overall. That has some good laughs in it, but like not every joke from Groundhog's Day. Like the interest in Groundhog's Day to me is like seeing how the story unfolds, seeing what he's going to do with all this time he has now, seeing how he's going to get out of it. Liar Liar has a similar aspect in that there's a supernatural element affecting the main character that like alters the way he lives his life. And so like there's a mild curiosity of like how Jim Carrey is going to get out of only being able to tell the truth, but it's also just funny. And so for this list, I would say Liar Liar.
The way you put that's interesting because I didn't think about that. There's a little supernatural thing that makes him not lie.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. That makes the match more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're sleeping on Groundhog Day's comedy element. Bill Murray's so dry.
No, I've seen it.
Bill
twice.
Murray's humor so dry. I think the jokes hit more than you think. However, I agree with you. Personally, I like to watch Groundhog Day over Liar Liar. Just like Home Alone, I gotta give the nudge to Liar Liar for the comedy element.
Yeah, I didn't say Groundhog Day wasn't funny.
For sure.
The Truman Show versus The Big Lebowski.
It's interesting they're putting dramedies in here.
Yeah.
I
mean, you already know what I'm gonna say.
You can have it.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with you.
I really don't like The Big Lebowski. Oh, there he is.
You seen me in.
Man, and they put those two in the same bracket with
Fucking
like Jim
hitters.
Carrey movies.
Hitters.
It's going to get interesting in those quarterfinals. Billy Madison versus Big Daddy.
To me, it's easy. Yeah, they're both extremely great, funny movies.
Yeah.
But Billy Madison's the more iconic one. So hot, want to touch the hiney.
Huh.
Like, every line in there to me is fucking quotable.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Who eats 30 fucking bag lunches, Nate?
Yeah.
Who?
I think...
That goddamn Sasquatch.
So I think in terms of like iconicness, I think these are the exact same level. Like
No.
I think Big Daddy's just as iconic.
Nah, nobody.
Honestly, if not more than Billy Madison. But... What do you...
Nobody talks about eating a plate of ketchup or spitting up and down.
Hip Hop? Hip Hop Anonymous? Scuba Steve? Getting to McDonald's before breakfast ends? Are you kidding me?
Those are funny, great elements, but Billy Madison, to me, is the more iconic of the two, by far. Like, it's not even a competition.
Billy Madison is funnier, which is why I'm going to pick it.
Yeah, let's click on Billy Madison.
But if we're talking just like straight up iconic Adam Sandler movies, Billy Madison and Big Daddy are like the same. And they both sit very nicely under Happy Gilmore.
Okay, if you say so.
Waterboy versus Tommy Boy.
That better not be all the Adam Sandler movies. This is, jeez. I've watched...
Easy one for me.
I watched Tommy Boy more recently than I have The Waterboy, because The Waterboy just reminds me of all the stupid shit I have to see trailers for from Netflix from him now. And making... So...
Don't let current shit affect how you feel about The Waterboy.
Yeah, but it makes me not want to watch it. But guess what?
That's a you problem.
But guess what?
What?
She showed me her boobies and I like them too.
Right.
Captain Insano.
Yeah.
Gotta go with nostalgia. Gotta go with Sandler. Tommy Boy's super funny though. I wish it was against another movie. Brian. That's his favorite movie, Tommy Boy.
Yeah, this is Waterboy for me. Honestly, I can't tell you when the last time I watched Waterboy was, but I
know the movie.
Like if you
so well.
If you asked 10-year-old me in the year 2000 what his favorite Adam Sandler movie is, he's gonna scream Waterboy all day, because when you're a kid, this just like extra over the top stupid shit is so funny.
I also love that story about your grandpa.
The
Waterboy.
Yeah.
You can leave it there.
Yeah. Just like, the most quiet, solemn man ever. Very religious. Hard to make laugh about anything. But, like, he freaking loved the Waterboy. It was so great.
Such a good fucking
You
story.
leave it there if you want to. Like, he was...
I don't want to admit it.
Like, he was already...
But...
Well, the thing is, he was already mad because since the whole family was over, it means he couldn't just have ESPN on. Like, he had to settle for something that everyone would want to watch. He freaking loved Happy Gilmore.
You mean the Waterboy?
Oh, the Waterboy. He loved Adam Sandler movies, period.
Okay.
But the Waterboy was like... Waterboy and Happy Gilmore. Because they also were sports related. The Wedding Singer versus There's Something About Mary.
Something About Mary has moments,
Yeah.
but The Wedding Singer, one of my personal favorite romantic comedies.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a girl out there and she wants to sing I Want to Grow Old With You, I'll probably wipe her up right then and there. So, The Wedding Singer.
Yeah, I get a little annoyed that There's Something About Mary is just so famous for, like, the one really disgusting gag in it that I don't think is funny, and, like, that's what the movie is so known for.
Yeah.
And, like, The Wedding Singer has a bunch of moments in it for me, so. Happy Gilmore versus A League of Their Own. I mean, it's an easy win, but should this even be on this list?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it should. But...
Like, there had to be other...
I wouldn't put The Truman Show on the list either. It's a dramedy.
Yeah, I agree.
That's an extreme case of dramedy.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I agree.
Good Will Hunting's going to be on here.
I would have rather, like, even though it would have been, like, a total wash, just because it was something that so many 90s kids were familiar with, like, I would have almost rather seen, like, Dr. Dolittle on here or something like that, you know? But Happy Gilmore it is. Alright, Dumb and Dumber versus The Mask.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, it's still...
Again, I would rather watch The Mask personally.
Yeah.
But...
Which, it's really funny because it's like... They're both very over the top, and they both have, like, a ton of adult humor in them, but have just, like, completely different vibes. Yeah. Like, The Mask is, like, kind of dark and dirty, where Dumb and Dumber is, like, it has moments that are kind of like that, but...
Yeah, especially the bathroom scene. That's very dirty.
And dark. Liar Liar versus The Truman Show.
Easy dub.
Yeah, I love The Truman Show. It is my favorite Jim Carrey movie, but Liar Liar is the better comedy of the two. Billy versus the Waterboy.
Bobby Boucher. Billy Madison for me.
Yeah, I agree. I love how stupid the Waterboy is, but I think Billy Madison's funnier.
Peeing your pants is cool on Miles Davis.
The Wedding Singer versus Happy Gilmore.
See, this sucks because I would rather watch The Wedding Singer. Based on 90s comedies, Happy Gilmore brings more to the comedy table.
For sure.
It has a little rom-com element to it.
Well, so, I mean, yeah.
But more of a comedy.
Yeah. So. The romantic element of it is, like, very much so in the back seat of the movie.
That's probably where she ended up.
Well, maybe. But it's like, personally, I care more about, like, his grandma getting her house than I care about the romantic aspect.
I care more about the kiss demon.
I care more about watching Bob Barker get in a fight.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
Dumb and Dumber versus Liar Liar.
Liar Liar. Oh. Dialogue, for me, is more important than slapstick.
Dumb and Dumber's dialogue is hilarious.
Yeah, but I like Liar Liar's dialogue better.
Well.
Personally. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And Dumber Dumber it is.
Billy versus Happy.
I'm gonna go with Billy still.
Oh, I'm going Happy all day. I don't understand where your weird connection to Billy Madison comes from. Like, was that the only Adam Sandler movie you watched growing up?
No, I watched them all. This is like, I was a young kid in school. The movies about school. I used to watch this every day before the first day of school, and I'd be waiting for my bus, singing a little song. Got my boots tied up tight. Hold up, if I don't get in a fight. Back to school. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Motherfucker.
And then finally, Happy Gilmore versus Dumb and Dumber.
I'm a Sandman guy, so gotta go with the Sandman.
I'm happy either way, but I still gotta stick with my top 10 movie.
Oh my god, I gotta switch hands. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Motherfucker. God damn it, motherfucker.
See,
fuck you.
The last 2 weeks we filmed, and I'm fucking myself here, but I think you would have switched it up anyway. The last 2 weeks we filmed, you've had the same strategy. And you fooled me once, and that's shame on me. And the next week, you fooled me again, and that's still shame on me, because I should have picked up it. But I realized it last week, but I just didn't want to switch up what I was doing, because I was being stubborn. But I'm on to your shit this week.
I was like,
and so,
I'm gonna switch it. But, god damn it. That pisses me off.
deserves to be in the finals.
I really wanted Sandler to win this.
Well, we don't know what's on this side.
Because bro, all of his heavy hitters are on the left side.
I know.
What the fuck's going to be on the other side? Lil Nicky's going to make it to the finals?
That's what I was thinking.
Get the fuck out of here.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery versus Wayne's World.
I've only seen Wayne's World.
Oh. Does that mean I get to pick?
Have you only seen Austin Powers?
No, I've seen both of these.
Okay, then yes, you get to pick.
Oh, it's Austin Powers all day for me. I think Wayne's World is very mildly overrated.
But you like rock music.
Yeah, but I love Austin Powers. I think Austin Powers is hilarious. Mrs. Doubtfire versus The Birdcage.
Birdcage is interesting.
I've never seen The Birdcage.
As a 90s comedy, watching a bunch of gay people probably wasn't ideal for a lot of people in the 90s.
Oh, no.
So now I'm surprised people aren't talking about it more. Robin Williams, everyone loves Robin Williams from their childhood. He was the genie.
Mm-hmm.
He was Mrs. Doubtfire as well.
Was that Nathan Lane?
Think so.
Yeah, he's great from the producers. The remake of the producers.
That is him.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised it hasn't had a huge resurgence because it is a really funny movie. Doubtfire, I would also put in a dramedy section.
Right. And there's so much
obviously the huge running joke is him in the dress, which gives it the more comedy element.
Yeah, and the blouse catching on fire is a funny scene.
And
yeah.
I talked myself into it. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen that movie in forever though. Gross.
Beavis and Butthead Do America versus South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
I remember I tried everything to get that South Park DVD, and I finally got it. And that was the funniest shit for a month.
I've never seen either of these, so.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like their show better. Cornelio.
Office Space versus Basketball.
I really like Basketball. It's a guilty pleasure movie.
Mm-hmm.
Office Space. Top 10 favorite comedies of all time.
Yeah.
It's such a good fucking movie.
I have surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, never seen Basketball, but I really do love Office Space.
Not surprising in the slightest.
But you said Office Space.
Yes.
Half Baked versus Clerks.
I love Chappelle, but that's not a strong Chappelle. Clerks it is.
Is that Pauly Shore?
No.
Yeah. But that hair.
Yeah, that's Pauly Shore hair.
Shore.
Clerks is one of my favorite comedies of all time, too.
I don't care about either of these, so sure.
Yeah, God.
Friday versus Rush Hour.
Damn.
I would watch Rush Hour 100 times before I watch Friday once. I don't think you can take the action out of Rush Hour.
Yeah.
I think Friday is more of the comedy out of these two.
I love both of these movies to death. But if I made a comedy list today, top 5, Rush Hour not being my top 5.
Yeah.
If we did a action comedy top 5, oh dude, 1 and 2 would be my 1 and 2. So Friday it is. I love Friday though. Top 5 favorite comedies for me. That's gonna be my winner on this side if I have it my way.
Wasn't this on the last list?
Yeah.
Is it a 90s or is it a 2000s?
No, this was on the coming of age.
Hasn't
came out
okay. Dazed and Confused or Clueless?
Again, I would put Dazed and Confused more in a dramedy setting.
Mm-hmm.
It peppers in comedy elements.
Yeah.
Clueless goes for more jokes consistently.
Yeah.
Neither of these are going to win. Clueless is the winner of this round for me, though.
I agree. I also just really don't like Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
American Pie versus Rushmore. What is this? Did they just take the coming of age bracket and use it to fill in the bottom half of this side?
I hate my answer to this, but it's American Pie.
Well, it's the same thing we've been talking about. I mean,
well, Rushmore is a comedy. Everything over it's so over dramatic that's a comedy, but I can't that defined 15, 20 years of kids and teenagers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, if this was something else, Rushmore all day.
Yeah. It also defined the font that almost every raunchy teen comedy would use for 10 plus years after. All right, Austin Powers versus Mrs. Doubtfire.
can we just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
That left side, hitters.
Yeah.
You got the fucking featherweight division on the other side.
Yeah, this is the B team on the other side for sure.
Friday's going all the way, though, for me. But in this case, Doubtfire. I'm just kidding. I've never seen Austin Powers, so it'll still be in your ballpark.
Well, I was literally about to say, well, I happen to know for a fact that unless you watched it in the last week, you've never seen Austin Powers.
No.
So
I feel like I need to watch the James Bond movies before I watch Austin Powers.
you don't. There's not enough direct references. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you watched all the James Bond movies, at least up to 1990, they were like little things. You would be like, oh, they based that character off Dr. No.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Or like...
No pun intended.
But it does not add or detract to like the story or the comedy elements itself. It's just like you'd be like, oh, I know who that's supposed to be.
Yeah, so me.
Beavis and Butthead Do America versus Office Space.
Office Space.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike Judge, rest in peace, Del Gribble.
I hated Beavis and Butthead.
Man.
Clerks versus Friday.
I wish it was Friday. And I'm picking Friday.
Oh, okay. I would have also picked Friday. Clueless versus American Pie.
American Pie gets it just because this is like more of a comedy.
Yeah.
I've been saying this. I don't know if you've been saying this. I ain't really been listening to you after the whole Adam Sandler Big Daddy thing. But Clueless, I would rather watch Clueless on a day of the fucking week.
Yeah, same.
Comedy-wise,
But
Jason Biggs fucking a pie gets it.
yeah, now that we've seen American Pie pop up on 2 brackets in a row, I kind of want to rewatch it because it has probably been 10 years or more since I have watched it. But
I never need to watch the movie again in my life. And that's surprising for me to say because it has nudity in it.
it's true. Ain't no
Office
MILF.
Space. It does have a MILF.
I think Austin Powers is funnier.
What do you like truly honestly think of Office Space? Because I feel like
I think
it
it's
would
really
be
I think it's really clever.
top 20 favorite comedies of yours. A once a year watch, 2 years watch.
Probably top 30,
Okay.
somewhere in there.
I never hear you ever talk about it.
If
I
I-
think today was the first time I ever heard you talk about Office
Yeah,
Space.
if I made a top 20 comedies list, there's going to be an Austin Powers movie in there. And it's probably going to be in the 10 to 15 range.
I fucking love Office Space. So we're kind of on the same playing field.
Friday versus American Pie.
Friday's top 5 favorite comedies for me, so I gotta pick it.
Yeah, this one's really interesting because these are two, like,
Defined.
defining cultural comedies, right?
Yeah.
I think Friday's funnier. American Pie just has a lot of, like, stupid, like, not necessarily gross out shit, but it's like you're being overly sexual just because it's the 90s and, like, you get a pop out of people for doing that. I think the humor in Friday is, like, better, more well written.
And also, minus him fucking the pie and the webcam thing,
Yeah.
all that shit's been rehashed from 80s teen
Oh, yeah, a
raunchy
lot of, yeah.
movies.
Like, you can go back to Porky's and, like,
yeah.
Animal House and find a lot of that.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pies, great scene with pies and Revenge of the Nerds.
Friday versus Office Space.
Friday's top 5 favorite comedies.
Yeah.
Office Space is top 10, so I have to go Friday.
I give that to Friday as well. But I'm not going to pick it over Dumb and Dumber, so.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes. The mind games. I knew I was going to. Something was like, he's not going to throw paper. If I throw rock, I'm at least going to round 2. And it paid off. The rightful king in its place.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.